सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय. Obsession at your Lord, at your feet, Guruvara, who have given happiness to the whole world, accomplished the welfare of the devotees, and have removed the threefold afflictions of those who have resorted at your feet. Protector of the humble and the weak, the supremely generous, uplifter of the devotees who have surrendered, you have manifested in the world to oblige to the people. Hail, hail to you, destroyer of duality. Hail, hail to you, adored one of the devotees. Hail, hail to you, the remover of the fear of existence. Hail, Guru Raya, cloud of mercy. Sai is himself Atmaram. He is the abode of divine perfect bliss. Having himself attained all objects of life, he makes us devotees desireless. Different sadhanas, means of accomplishments, are prescribed in our scriptures for different ages. Tapa, penance, is recommended for the Krita age. Jnana, knowledge, for the Trita age. Yagna, sacrifice, for the Dwarpa age. And Dana, charity, for the Kali, present age. According to the code of conduct laid down by the Shastras, giving food in charity has its first place. When considered, there is no other greater than that. Food is Parabrahma. From food all beings are born. By food lives are sustained and have departed. Into food again they enter. Such is the greatness of giving food in charity, that there is evidence of it in the Shrutis also. Therefore, Baba too offered to the people, behaving as per long established traditions. Giving money or doing any other charity is imperfect without giving food. As charity, as it is the constellation of stars without the moon, or the necklace without its pendant, just as Varan is the best amongst the 6 flavors. Giving of food in charity is the most meritorious. A spire without a pinnacle does not seem befitting, nor does it take a lake without lotuses. In the courtyard of the masjid, he had arranged a big hearth on top of which a huge vessel was placed with proper measure of water. Sometimes he cooked sweet rice and sometimes pilau with mutton. Sometimes he prepared wheat flour dumplings and cooked them in the varan. Sometimes he made wheat rogda or rolled out wheat panga and put them in the varan that was being cooked together with the dumplings very gently. Sitting in the masjid and setting up the grinding stone with his own hands, Baba would grind there the wheat, the pulses and the millet. Baba would rearrange the firewood in the earth on the oft as needed to make the flames high or low. The handi business went on for some time till 1910 and was stopped thereafter. As stated before, Das Ganu spread the fame of Baba by his kirtans far and wide in the Bombay Presidency, and people from the part of the country began to flock to Shri, which became a few days a place of pilgrimage. The devotees brought with them various articles for presentation and offered various dishes of food as Naivedya. The quantity of Naivedya offered by them was so much that the fakirs and paupers could feed themselves to their heart's content, leaving some surplus behind. Before stating how Naivedya was distributed, we refer to Nana Chandorkar's story of showing Baba's regard and respect for local shrines and deities. It has been stated that Baba required very little food for himself, and what little he wanted was obtained by begging from a few houses. But when he took it into his mind to distribute food to all, he made all the preparations from the beginning to the end himself. He depended on nobody and troubled none in this matter. How great was the merit of those who received food to their heart's content, which was served by Baba himself. How fortunate they were. On one Ekadasi day, Baba said to Dada Kelkar, "Will you bring some mutton for me from Kolhara?" For that, Sai took out some monies and gave them to Dada. Counting them, "Go yourself," he ordered. you should do yourself this task. His name was Ganesh Damodar and his surname was Kelkar. People knowing him to be elderly all called him Dada. He was a father-in-law of Hari Vinayak Sate. He had immense love for Sai. Being Brahmin, he performed all religious duties of a Brahmin with good thoughts and had good conduct. Though he served the Guru day and night, he was not satisfied. Why did he not experience the strangeness of this command? He whose body is sound and has the strength of previous habits, such a person's mind is never fickle and intellect is steady at the feet of the Guru. He knew that offering of money, grains and clothes is not only dakshina but implicit obedience of the Guru's ordeal is the real dakshina that pleases the Guru the most. He had real faith, whose offers his whole being and ultimately attains the Guru's grace. Obeying this order, he quickly arranged his clothes and set out to the village where he was called back. Oh, you can send someone to make this purchase, Baba said. You need not take the unnecessary trouble of coming and going yourself. So Dada asked Pandu the servant to get the meat. Here's what Baba said to Dada at that time. When Pandu was about to leave and started on his way, Baba said, let it be for today. Ask him to come back. In the room adjacent to the dhuni where firewood was stacked, 3/4 of the wall on the eastern side was built by Baba with his own hands. He mixed the mud with water and taking the trowel in his hand, Baba would lay the bricks upon the other and build the wall. Masjid himself, he sewed the kafni and langot himself. He had no expectations of anyone else. When the steam came out of the cooking vessel and all the contents of the cauldron was fiercely boiling, Baba rolled up his sleeve, putting his arm inside and churned the whole mass from inside to the side, up and down. Imagine the hand of flesh and blood and the boiling hot vessel. But there was not a mark of scalding or burning on his hand or any expression of fear on his face. Sai was always attentive to matters relating to conformity and uncomfortability of religious matters. Sai never insisted that all the dishes prepared in the cooking vessel should be partaken by everybody indiscriminately, but he fulfilled the desires of those who wished to voluntarily have the prasad in good faith. Since he stayed in the masjid, it was said that he was a Muslim, but considering his ways of behavior, none knew which caste he belonged to. Baba's greatness came to be known to all, young and old, and countless people then started going to Shirdi. Then Baba's puja or worship with the 5 prescribed items and different varieties of Naivedya as food and snacks in the noon and later. Varan, rice shira, puri, chapati, chutney, salads, different kinds of panchamrits, kheer, heaps of food descended. Pilgrims came in large numbers. One and all came running for darshan. They offered Naivedya at Sai's feet, and who were hungry were naturally satisfied. Baba was treated and worshipped like a king, with canopies whizzed, the tal and the gold reverberated. The circle of devotees increased. His glory spread everywhere. People sang his praises. Shirdi became a place of pilgrimage later on, very holy for the visitors. Once Nana Sahib Chandorkar came to Shirdi with his Sadhu, husband of sister-in-law Mr. Biniwale. When they went to the masjid and sat before Baba talking, the latter got angry with Nana Sahib and said, "You are so long in my company, and how do you behave like this?" Nana Sahib then first did not understand anything and humbly requested Baba to explain. Baba asked him when he came to Kopargaon and how he visited Shirdi from hence. Nana Sahib once realized his mistake. He usually worshipped the shrine of the Datta on the banks of Godavari at Kopargaon on his way to Shirdi, but this time he dissuaded his relation, who was a Datta Bhakta, from going to that shrine to avoid delay and drive straight. He confessed all this to Baba and told him that while bathing in Godavari, a big thorn went into his foot and gave him much trouble. Baba said that was the slightest of the punishment be met and warned him to be more careful in future. At the noon puja and the daily aarti of Baba, where devotees were about to return, Baba gave Udi to all. Baba used to come and stand near the wall edge of the masjid. The crowd of the devotees stood waiting in the courtyard, and each one filed past bowing at his feet. Whoever stood in front of Baba, after having put his head at his feet, was applied Udi by Sai on his forehead at that instance. Now all of you, young and old, go home and eat. Obeying this order from Baba, wholeheartedly the people returned. After Baba's back was turned, the curtains to the masjid was drawn according to the custom. The rattling noise of the platters and the small bowls could be heard. Then started the splendor of the prasad, time one by one. Everyone pushed their own naivedya in front of Sai Samartha. Then he put all of it in one platter with his own hands, collecting it all together. One has to incredibly be fortunate to get every grain of that food touched by Baba's hand, eating which purified one from within and without. One's life mission was achieved. Vadas, sanjoria, puri, sometimes shikharni, ghare, feni, various vegetables, salads were all mixed by Baba. Thus, all the mixed food was offered to God and consecrated. Then he filled the platters high and passed it to Shama and Nana Nemorka to distribute. On eating this hot porridge made so lovingly, it was equivalent to heavenly bliss. Those who ate ended up licking their fingers, fully contented. How can the food be described when Sainath himself is partaking it and distributing it? The devotees ate to their heart's content and even blenched to show their satisfaction. The Lord's name was taken when with every mouthful and abhutis were offered of this divine food. The platters never go empty as the food was served time and again. Baba instructed Nana Nimbolkar and Madhavrao Deshpande every day to serve this food. They considered distributing of Naivedya as their regular religious work, performed the task with great love. Once Hemat Pant had eaten his full in his company, when Baba offered him a cup of buttermilk. Its white appearance pleased him, but he was afraid that there was no space inside it. He, however, took a sip, which proved to be very tasty. Seeing his faltering attitude, Baba said, "Drink it all, you won't get any other opportunity hereafter." He drank it off then, but found that Baba's words were prophetic, for he passed away soon. Where God is food, and he himself partakes of it and savors it, blessed are those who serve the food, and blessed are those who receive it. Hemat Pant surrenders to Sai. I encourage all Sai Baba devotees to read the Sai Satcharitra every day and soak in Baba bliss. Baba bless you. Om Sai Ram.